Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sleep Deprived, Episode 3. I'm your host, the Canasian, and here with me, as always, is the lovely Sunshine.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am exhausted.
Mm,
I have not been sleeping,
that's
hence
not
the
good.
title.
Mm. Well,
But,
wouldn't be right. I haven't been
yeah,
sleepy either.
it's
So,
wild, man. It's wild. I haven't been sleeping. I don't think I've, had a proper sleep since, 2012.
what was going on in 2012 where you were sleeping soundly?
I wasn't in high school.
Mm,
I wasn't growing, but more so now is I'm just exhausted. Been working on a
mm,
lot of different things behind the scenes, and you know what? It's still exciting, but I am so tired. I've been having a lot of wild dreams lately.
mm.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you know what? I'm still alive. At least I think, unless of course this is some sort of simulation. But
Don't go down that path.
oh,
Ugh.
but
I
we're
don't need
still.
any existential dread right now. I've got enough going on.
But yeah, I've been having some wild dreams lately.
Well, we're
This,
talking about dreams today?
are we going down into Sleepy Time Junction right now? Are we going
I
to be
think
talking
so.
about some sleep?
It's funny because I also had an intense dream. So, yeah,
You let's hear, ladies first. Let's hear from you.
I'm gonna hear.
Yeah, what's been going on in Sleepy Time Junction for Sunshine?
All right. So, man, this is something else. All right. So I'm standing in front of a mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like this pretty gilded mirror. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm wearing this like really pretty white dress with these little like bows on the shoulders. And my hair is all done, and I'm super pretty and happy and glowing. And then I walk away from the mirror for a while. And the only people in my dreams were strangers. I didn't know who they were. So I'm like interacting with people. I think I went to the movies at one point. I'm like going out, like basically like going through like day to day kind of stuff. And I,
Dreams all over the place.
yeah, I know. Trust me, it gets intense. Um, so I come back to the mirror, and instead of this dress, this pretty dress that I was wearing, I'm wearing like ratted, like a raggy. I can't speak. Like ragged clothes, like
Like
torn
homeless
up.
person.
Basically, like just like a potato sack ripped to pieces.
Also, like
I
medieval peasant.
yeah, but, like, just really sad, and, like, my face was sunken in, I was really thin, I was crying, I was, like, really just, like, broken,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm looking I kept staring at the mirror, and, like, almost through it, like a vision, I could see the girl in the white dress.
Yeah.
And I knew that the only way to get back to that was to walk through the mirror and never come back.
Oh,
So, I went and I said goodbye to all these strangers, and I stepped through the mirror, and I woke up.
and now you're that beautiful girl on the other side of the mirror.
I don't know, I think my mind was telling me something. I had that
Yeah,
dream a couple days ago, and I've thought about it.
and you still haven't necessarily processed it yet.
Not r I mean, I took it, I wasn't trying to take it for a
Mm-hmm.
while, but I think I took it as, like, I need to say goodbye to the things that are weighing me down and making
Mm-hmm.
me
Yeah.
exhausted, and it's just I don't know, I don't have dreams like that a lot. Most of my dreams are, like, ridiculous and stupid, and I would never say
Yeah.
them out loud. But that one, I don't know, it was like my psyche just trying to, like, send me a message. It was
Well,
crazy.
they do say that every dream has some sort of significance and has some sort of meaning to it. So, well, but yeah, go on, continue. Let's have a bit of a therapy session here. Let's talk about
Oh,
what.
no, we don't wanna do that. No, 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 no,
Well,
no.
I kind of want to know the significance of that dream and what you
Well,
think it has to what do you think it has to do with
I mean, I've been going through a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so I just think there's something in me that's trying to, like, pull me out of it. Maybe that was a piece of that.
Yeah. I
Super,
mean, I
like
think
oh,
with the
god.
way that you said stepping into the mirror and just like saying goodbye to everything, like all these strangers. I feel like that strangers kind of thing was just like all your negative traits or
Right.
negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think it's a good message for you to
I
take
agree.
into that.
I
Yeah.
agree. The fact that it wasn't anybody that I knew, I
Mm-hmm.
think says a lot.
Because if you didn't know them, then what significance are they to you at
Mm-hmm.
that point? So
Right.
I think that's a good little story. You know,
Yeah.
it's a sweet little story. You made it out of the mirror. You woke up a beautiful individual. You know, you're flourishing.
No, I woke up and I was like, "Damn, bro,
Oh,
what
I
the
mean,
fuck?" Because it
uh,
was it was really disturbing. Like
yeah,
the
I'd
way it was
imagine.
presented, it was like really scary. But when I
Yeah,
processed it, I'm like, okay, like
yeah. When you first wake up from it, it's always going to be traumatic, and then
yeah.
you always take the time to think about what it means, and always take some sort of lesson out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you,
But
not all dreams are like that. Some dreams
no.
are wild.
So back to what we were saying. I don't believe that all dreams mean something.
I
They
hope not, because my dreams lately have been fucked.
Do you want to share your dream?
I don't see. Okay, this is a dream. Okay, police, if FBI, anything, if you're listening, this was a dream. Okay. I had a dream. I showed up to I think this was just like, this had to have been like because I've seen Step Brothers. But I had a dream where these kids really were like, I was walking by and I was like, I was really feeling myself. I was loving my outfit and shit.
Nice.
And these kids were like making fun of me, you know, for like wearing shitty clothes and stuff like that. And I got really hurt. But
Mhm.
then in my like later on during the dream, I walked up to the playground that they were at with a boxing glove and was like, which one of you wants to get fucked up? and and all of them came rocking up trying to fight me.
Wait, were they
And
children?
yes, they were legitimately children.
So you're dreaming about beating up little kids on the playground.
I will tell you, I beat the shit out of them. Okay,
Man, I think you
and
got some shit.
uh, oh, it gets wilder. It gets wilder. In the dream, the cops show up, but instead of arresting me, they join in the fight. And at one point, one of the cops took a kid by the legs and started using him as like a flail, and started hitting other kids with it. And yeah, it got wild. And then I think the weirdest part of the dream was I had like I had taken like there were like cable tie cuffs, right? Because you don't want to waste handcuffs, and they had an abundance of them. So I cuffed all the kids up and I put them on that like round thing. You know that spin
Yeah,
thing,
I know what you're talking about.
and I attached fireworks to each of the poles. So then I lit them all, and then they went flying away, and they turned into a UFO and went into space. And then I woke up. So if people agree that every dream means something, then I don't know what the fuck my dream's supposed to mean. If the dream means fuck them kids, then I guess.
I think that's what that dream means.
All right, so we've dialed it down. No, we not haven't dialed it down, but we've deduced that it means fuck them kids.
Oh my god.
Again, I have to reiterate that this was a dream. None of this happened. I
And
don't.
also that you have no desire to
Yes,
beat up children.
I have no desire to beat up children. Okay, it was. Listen, they made fun of my fit in my dream. They had to pay the price. But I do not condone beating children. Okay, I don't
Would you
condone.
be anyone for making fun of your clothes when you're feeling yourself? Maybe not a child.
How big are they?
Doesn't matter.
For
They done insulted you.
for my own protection, I will say no. But if the person's a little smaller than me, who's to say that I might not be?
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. I don't condone any violence.
Please.
But yeah, like it's just like I get like so many wacky dreams, and like it's not that like I even want to, like it's not that these are things that I want to do. They're just things
Oh
that
yeah.
I end up like, what the fuck?
No, half my dreams are that way. Like, I don't want to do that, but I
Yeah,
did
like
it.
I don't know. Like lately, my dreams have all been fucking fever dreams,
Mm.
and yeah, it's crazy. There are other dark ones that I've had though. Like I suffer from night terrors every now and then.
Uh,
So like there are a few where I'll be in some sort of conflict, like a war or something like that, and I usually at the end of it I usually end up just getting shot or stabbed. So that's fun. But you know, those are just the non-fun ones that I don't really, you know, enjoy.
do you think you were a war veteran in another life?
Bro, I must have been a fucking nom. Like I get I'm not even kidding. Sometimes for some reason I get like nom flashbacks.
My God.
Even though like I wasn't in nom, like my mother was, and so was my grandfather.
Okay.
My grandfather was a soldier during the Vietnam War, and they both fled. So like maybe it was like a maternal thing. Like I don't know. Maybe I developed those nom flashbacks through my mother. I don't know.
That's
But
really interesting.
do you think that's something that's possible? Is like developing some sort of trauma through like the womb, even though you weren't through that trauma, but like all of a sudden you're suddenly experiencing it. Do you think that's like a thing?
Well, if like, did your mother like tell you a lot of stories?
No, no. I've only ever heard one story, and that was when I was like old enough to like kind of understand war and like not
Mhm.
young, and it was like, oh, it's like crazy and all that, you know. Like, well, obviously war's crazy, but like, you know, when you're younger and you hear a story, you obviously exaggerate the thought in your
Mhm.
head. But I was at a decent age where I could understand like the actual reality of the story.
Mm. I don't know, honestly.
I wonder if that's a thing. Now, what is going back on past lives though? Like, what do you think about birthmarks? Do you think that's like
I was thinking about that. There's like that story about if your birthmark is like
how you died in a
how you
previous
died.
life?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so I'm not a
A spiritual person?
spiritual or like supernatural person. It takes a lot
Hmm.
for me to like believe in something. Like I don't believe in
Yeah.
ghosts, you know, stuff like that.
You
Um,
don't?
no.
Bro, I get freaked out by ghosts nonstop, bro.
No.
Honestly.
uh,
Like that
mm,
shit. To be fair though, like I'm a very creative person.
mm,
Like I imagine the dumbest things. Like I was one of those kids that would run up the stairs when he turns the light at the basement and just sprint.
yeah. I did that
Because
too.
well like but like I wonder why like for somebody who's not spiritual, why you would do that.
Well, I used to be very spiritual.
Do you still do that? Cuz I'm afraid to admit that I still do.
I get it's really only when I'm home alone. So
Mhm.
like Ninja, my husband, was gone for 3 weeks,
Mhm.
and I haven't been home alone for that long in a long time. I mean, I live with him for forever.
Yeah.
So I had to leave some lights on while he was gone, and I closed the door because I didn't like looking into the dark.
Yeah.
I don't really have it's not like logical, and I know that. It's just also I have this problem back to sleep where sometimes if I wake up um and I'm looking into the dark, I'll see like a scary
Oh yeah,
fucking face
happens
for
all the
like
fucking time.
yeah, for like 10 like not like probably a minute where I'm just like staring and like, "Oh my god," and then I realize it's
You sure
fine.
that's not your sleep paralysis demon?
Well, maybe because I used to lucid dream. I used to be really good at it,
I've
which
never sleep lucid dreamed in my life.
it's very difficult. It took a ton of practice. I used to like sleep journal. I used to it was mainly the journaling that helped, I think. And
Mhm.
also you start to like you have to think about it right before you go to sleep every night and you learn to like figure out these cues. Like if
Yeah.
you look at like words written down in your dream, if you look at it and then look away and look back, the words change.
Yeah.
And like looking in a mirror is also that way. You can recognize because you don't look like yourself really in
Yeah.
the mirror. So there's all these cues that you learn, but it's really difficult. But once you know how to do it, it's fucking cool. But I think people who lucid dream also have a problem with sleep paralysis.
I'd imagine cuz I mean waking up from that it might be hard to differentiate.
Yeah, because you start to blur the line between
Mhm.
being asleep and being awake, and that's how that happens. So
Well, I actually like my dad was explaining to me like the like the scientific reasoning for sleep paralysis. It's like your brain shoots off like sleep chemicals that like
Mhm.
prevent your body from moving, obviously,
Right.
because like if you're sleeping, you don't want to be fucking moving around.
Right.
And what happens is sometimes you'll wake up before that sleep chemical wears off,
Mhm.
and you can't move because of that chemical. So that's what I found out.
Mhm.
But man, sleep paralysis is still fucked.
It's scary. It's happened to me, really only like once, but I mean, it feels like something's sitting on your chest. Like you
Yeah,
can't. It's
yeah,
it's really disturbing. And um, again, my husband used to lucid dream all the time, and he had a really scary experience with sleep paralysis.
yeah.
And ever since then, he won't do it. And in fact, now he rarely dreams.
Hmm.
Like I dream pretty much every night almost,
Yeah.
whereas he maybe like once a month he'll have a dream, if that.
That's weird.
Mhm.
Now, would you say the process for sleep paralysis, no, not sleep paralysis, the process for lucid dreaming, like, do you think that's all worth it? Like, did you say, like, because obviously it's a bit, I'm sure it's a tedious process to get into
Mhm.
lucid dreaming, but would you say that experience was worth that process?
I think it was worth it. I mean, it's a cool thing because obviously sleeping to me it feels like a big waste of time.
Yeah.
Obviously you need it, but you're losing so much time. So
Hmm.
it's cool to like be able to do things while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And also you can I never figured out how to fly. I almost did. Flying is extremely difficult.
I'd
Um,
imagine because it's,
mhm.
you don't have wings.
But like you can like well the idea with lucid dreams you can do whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah.
but it takes like I don't know, it's difficult. But anyway, it's definitely worth it because I would like I basically I couldn't control everything,
Hmm.
but if I was having a dream and they like put me in an environment, they the
Yeah.
in the
The
simulation, put
simulation.
me in the
We're going
environment.
back to that.
But if I was in an environment, I could alter that environment and say what I wanted to say and do what I wanted to do and tell somebody to fuck off. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
If you could if you could lucid dream one thing, like the best experience of your life, what would that be then in that case?
Go to space.
Go to space?
Like fly through the fucking cosmos.
Now, why would you want to do that?
I don't know. It's like that existential shit.
I
Like
don't
I'm
know.
so
Like,
small and this big.
yeah.
Like I just want to float.
I don't know. I've never like I personally like as a kid I've never fantasized with the thought of being an astronaut
Really?
or like
That's
no.
surprising.
Cuz like well, I don't know for me cuz like it's just like I have a big fear of one obviously the unknown,
Hmm.
but two like emptiness. Like I have a very like I get anxious when I'm in an empty space. I find like if it's not furnished or anything like that, I'll get a little anxious for some reason. And to the thought that space is nothing but empty, like
Well, I agree. Like I wouldn't want to do that for real.
yeah,
Lucid dreaming, I'd be fine. I'd
yeah.
float through
Like I mean,
space,
if
no
you're in
problem.
lucid dreaming and like you can fly through the cosmos, you're thinking like fucking Rainbow Road shit. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
I mean, more like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
flying through the galaxy, like seeing some
yeah,
supernovas, like,
yeah. But like
be
I don't
fun.
know, like the thought of going through space, like I've actually had nightmares where I've like been shot into space and I've just been left
I mean, that's
alive
fucking scary.
floating alone and not discovering anything.
Yeah, no, that's scary.
So like I don't know, that thought has never popped up in my mind as a kid. I never wanted to be an astronaut or anything like that.
I wanted
But
to be an astronaut until I saw Apollo 13. And then
what's that movie? Is that a
that's
movie?
Yes, Tom Hanks. I mean, it's a real event too. It really
Oh yeah, yeah,
happened.
sorry.
But Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon. Is it Kevin Bacon? He's in it.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Anyway,
the movie.
it's dang, you should. It's excellent. It's a very good movie. But it's about the mission Apollo 13, obviously after Apollo 11.
Yeah.
And they were going back to the moon, and there was this huge failure of their ship,
Oh,
and
okay.
they almost died. And like there was this whole thing like trying to get them back, and
Right.
it's really intense.
Oh,
And
right. I'm gonna look so dumb when this podcast comes out. It's like, oh, it's the movie, right? No, like it was a real
but
life experience
but it
and
was the movie that traumatized me. I was
right.
like, I don't want to do that
Yeah.
shit, dude. No way.
Other movies like what, Gravity?
Is
Where
that the Sandra Bullock movie?
yeah, yeah. I haven't seen it though. But like
Eh.
movies like that, the thought where it's just like, yeah, you're fucking trapped in space. Bye guys. Like
Most space movies always are just a mess.
Yeah.
Like everything's failing.
Space is a terrifying thing to me.
Oh,
Like,
it's scary.
there's
But
so many people I know that would.
can you imagine like standing on the moon and looking back at Earth?
Not really. I'm content with
Bro, my
Google
mind would fucking
Images.
explode. I'd be like,
Well,
dude.
but wouldn't like I heard like isn't all the images of like Earth from space like they're all compiled images like your field of view wouldn't be that big, would it? Like, would you even be able to see that much of like Earth from the moon? Because like
Yeah. Well, I think Neil Armstrong talked about it. I think it was Neil Armstrong, maybe it was Buzz Aldrin. One of them talked about how he looked back at the moon and was like, I couldn't like I don't know what exactly they said, but
yeah,
it's like every piece of history like that he's ever known happened in that one
in now
little like and
how
he had like a moment.
yeah how far is the moon from Earth anyway?
I don't know what the fuck do I look
Like
like.
I wonder like in that spaceship how long are you flying to the moon?
I think the Apollo missions took like maybe a week to
A
get
week to
there.
get there?
Maybe.
That'd be a pain in
I
the
mean,
ass.
we do have the knowledge of the internet at our disposal,
Yeah. See,
or
like
we can
that's
just
why I'm content.
speculate.
That's why I'm content with not going on the moon.
I don't really know that I want to go to the moon, but I mean, I would want to see Earth
Which
from.
planet would you want to go visit if you could choose any planet?
Assuming that it's safe to go on, because
Yeah.
probably Saturn.
Thought you were gonna say
Bro,
Uranus. I'm kidding.
it's Uranus.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, bro.
Whatever.
We have friends that have a telescope,
Yeah.
and they brought it over. It was like I can't speak, about a month ago. And it was a really clear night, so like, yeah, we're gonna go look at Saturn and stuff. And I don't know, man, I looked through the telescope. I never looked through one before.
Hmm.
I looked through the telescope and I could fucking see Saturn and the rings. And I don't know,
That's
man,
a
like
pretty good telescope.
yes, I was like, "Oh shit." Like, and it's one thing to see pictures of it, but then
Hmm.
to like be able to like look through this telescope and see it. I don't know, it's kind of mind-blowing. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to like as a kid I used to be like a big nerd for like stars and shit. Like I could point out basically all the constellations.
But you didn't want to be an astronaut?
No, it's just like for me it was like the mythology of things. Like
Oh,
yeah, like I got
Zodiac
into
and
a
all that.
Percy Jackson phase and was like, "Oh, that's
I
Orion's belt over there.
every fucking
That's
kid went
Ursa
through.
Minor." You know, it was like Ursa Major. It was like it was big for me seeing the stars, and you know
That's
I do
cool.
love the stars. They are beautiful. However, space is a terrifying thing for
True.
me. Like I fuck that. I would never want to be an astronaut. Like if all of a sudden the world is dying and we got to go to Mars, I'm staying here and I'm dying. I'm not going to Mars. Fuck that. As
You would rather die than go to Mars.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck
Really?
that. I can't stand it. Like again, like if a single room that's not furnished and is empty is gives me anxiety, then space is just going to be like I'll kill myself in space.
What if they could just like make you go to sleep? What do they call that? Like
Like a
cryogenic yeah.
cryostasis.
Yeah.
Can
And
I
then
be
you
in
just sleep.
cryostasis forever so I can just sleep forever?
Well, well, so you get to travel there asleep, and then when you get there,
I don't know. I feel like the hassle,
pass.
what phase of Mars are we talking? Like, are we like talking like first colony Mars or like Mars is fully established Mars?
I'm not fully established.
I'd
My,
die. I'm dying on Earth.
alright,
Nah, cause like
see
we
you later,
like
bro.
yeah,
Going to Mars.
honestly, cause fuck that. Like I feel like there's like I feel like everyone's being optimistic about that Mars adventure with all the fucking colonizers. But like I am expecting the worst. I'm expecting them to find alien life, get ripped apart in seconds.
Aliens!
I'm kidding about that portion, but like I don't see that first mission or like the first several missions even succeeding at the slightest.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I don't
like
know about that.
I'm not a scientist, so like I don't know the processes as what's going on, you know, what they've discovered. You know, I just see pictures from NASA. I'm like, oh hey, cool, that's another planet. Okay. Like
It's hard to say because we obviously have not focused on space travel and
Hmm.
colonization for a long time. So, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
But I mean, SpaceX is doing cool. I live half an hour from the Space Center. So
Why
I
is it
watch
taking us so long to develop self-landing rockets?
money.
I guess.
Well, because NASA is government funded or a government entity.
Oh, and does
So,
Trump not like NASA?
well, no, it's ever since like after the 80s, nobody gave a
Uh,
shit.
well, yeah,
But
because like once you made it to the moon, then what? You know,
well, yeah, I
Mars
mean, it was
is.
all about like the Cold War and all that. Like,
Hmm.
so once that was over, and people were like, "Oh, why are we worried about space? We need to be worried about Earth," which is valid,
Which
I
is
guess.
valid,
But
very valid.
we're all here destroying our planet, and we got to start thinking about that shit.
There's a plan B.
What's the plan B?
Going to Mars.
Yeah. Well, now that the space industry has been privatized, with SpaceX and Blue Origin,
Yeah,
Blue Origin, yeah.
I don't know. I just know
Um.
SpaceX.
Anyway, SpaceX particular. I mean, they're well.
Um,
It's really fucking cool to watch those rockets go off and watch the thing
the
come back
self-landing
down.
rocket.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
so cool. It's so
Well, because
cool.
like originally it was like what, it just land in the ocean and then all
Yeah,
right, it's
you
gone.
don't. Yep, that's
We
it.
kill a couple whales with that.
Well, it's okay. I don't think there's any whales. No, there's no
Because
whales
they're
off
all
off
dead.
the off the Atlantic coast, at least not near Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, going back on emptiness, I think part of the big issue, like part of the reason why I would get that anxiety, and this is really weird. I don't know how to explain this. I've never looked it up either, and it's so weird. But when I was a kid, and rarely ever now, but when I was a kid, I would wake up from sleeping, and for some reason my eyes, everything would be zoomed out in a sense. Like for example, like my hand, if I were to look at my hand when I woke up at that time, my hand would look like this small from if I were to hold it up while I was sleeping, and everything around me would look super tiny. And I never understood why. It's as if my vision like zoomed out.
It's weird.
So it's like, to me, like it's not that it was like super big, like traumatic for me, but like whenever that would happen, I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm freaking out.
Dang.
So like that, and often it would make me feel very small and very like everything just seemed empty around me at the time as well. So I feel like that's part of the reason why I get a little anxious, is just because like I see that kind of experience happening. But I don't understand why that would, to me, that would be traumatic. It was just very, very odd. And
I mean, it's really interesting what ends up being traumatic to you.
yeah.
And I mean, don't discount it, because
Yeah,
obviously it
it was
affected
weird.
you.
Honestly, like not to say that I want to, but like I kind of want to experience it again just to see like what the fuck. Like it was like I can't explain it. Like besides the fact that my vision looked like it was zoomed out and everything looked smaller. But
Weird.
like it felt weird as well to me. But again, it might be just because my eyes are fucked in some way.
You wear contacts or glasses or
No,
anything?
I don't. I've never worn glasses besides like blue light glasses or like
Mhm.
contacts in my life. I've never needed them. Surprisingly, because both my parents needed glasses and they were like bad. Like their vision was bad, so I got lucky. Maybe it's because I ate all my carrots.
Carrots are good for your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
But yeah, like I think that's part of the reason why like emptiness scares the fuck out of me or gives me anxiety.
Is that like your biggest phobia, would you say?
Like emptiness?
Mhm.
Emptiness is in the word like kind of like
There's a word
nothing.
for what you're talking about. I don't
Like I
know
have a
what it
big
is,
fear
but
of nothingness, I'd say, instead of
oblivion.
emptiness. Yeah, like, you know, obviously, I'm sure most people, like the thought of death terrifies me.
Mhm.
Just because, actually, okay, so instead of emptiness, the fear of the unknown is my biggest fear.
Mm.
Whenever it's something that I'm not sure of, I always get anxious. I always try and seek advice or seek help for it, just so because I don't want to go through it alone.
Mhm.
But yeah, like the thought of death like terrifies me, just because like, it's for me the thought of what happens after. Like, yeah, if there's an afterlife, cool. But like for me, it's like, am I gonna know that I'm dead and like everything's just empty Like what happens? Like that's for me is the thought of just nothing happening after that. Like that's to me is terrifying
I think it
because
is
like
for most people.
obviously my brain won't be active for me to think of emptiness and be scared of it, but like it's just what if, you know, like that my
Hmm.
brain goes off like almost all the time about that and I always get terrified.
Yeah.
And it's often those nights that I never sleep is when I think about like what's after that. And my dumbass, like I don't know why my brain does that. Like it's always why does your brain always like pop up memories when you're trying to sleep or
I
like
don't know,
something
man.
traumatic?
It's just bullshit. I hate it. I get that way.
Like I've done so much stupid shit in my life and then when I was a kid I was so cringe. I was always trying to go for validation. And one of my worst memories is like I was always trying to be like cool to my dad's friend. And I remember it's so dumb. But like we were at a restaurant and my dad had told my dad's like his best friend a joke and like he laughed and then for some reason my brain was like all right you got to laugh with him and I went I didn't even understand the joke and then they both looked at me like what the fuck is wrong with you. I'm like
And so you think about something you did when you were like a child.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't understand why I did this. Like what were you thinking, you fucking idiot? Like if I
And
could go back
but
in time and slap the shit out of myself, I would.
but like most things, nobody but you remembers that. Certainly.
There are some stories where like I think back on that my parents like to bring back as well.
Well,
So it's just
fine.
like ugh. And like honestly, I think all of my traumas just come from my family. Like I think I'm fucked because they fucked around with me way too much. Like when I was a kid, I was living with my aunt and uncle at the time, and we had just watched The Grudge and The Ring. And, you know, as a
How old
creative
were you?
person, I think I was like, I was in grade 3, so like 7. And my mom had just gotten her eye surgery. So like we were just hanging out with her, and she was like, I want to listen to a movie because like she couldn't hear anything. So my aunt was like, let's watch some scary movies. So we watched The Grudge and The Ring. And that night, it fucked me up because I was like at the room that I was in at the time, I had the attic door near me, like by my door. And the room next to me, my aunt was in that room. And I like it was pitch black, it was super quiet, and I was terrified. And then all of a sudden I just hear I hear scratching at the wall next to me, and my bed was right next to the wall beside her room. So she starts scratching at the wall, and I'm like, okay, like it's just probably some animals outside and stuff. And then I hear the dead croaking, like the
Oh, that's so mean.
and then like I was like, okay, I'm freaking out, chill out, chill out. And my uncle was like at the time, like because I was sharing my room with my uncle, he was out to his dad's. So like it was terrifying because like all I heard was this croaking, and then I'm closing my eyes, and then like they're closed shut, and like I'm staring at the door, and I normally leave my door open because like I was like quick exit to my parents' room if I'm being a pussy, and like I shut my eyes, and then I open them again, and there's a girl in a white gown with her hair over her face staring at me and
What?
like shaking the door handle like as if she just opened it. I'm embarrassed to say, but I actually shit myself.
You know,
Like I actually shit myself.
I
It's not the saying. Like there was shit, and I was so scared.
that's
And
so mean. That's a mean thing to
yeah,
do to a child.
yeah, and shit like that would happen all the fucking time, and it was like, oh my god. And the worst one, uh, this was like I think the most elaborate one, and it was like one of the worst ones. Is I was um I was in high school and I was reading Lord of the Flies. I don't know if you've read that book.
I did, but I don't remember a
With like
fucking thing about it.
the pig's head that they were worshiping and shit.
Mm.
And like, you know, like people went crazy and like were worshiping the pig and like fucking killed each other over it. Actually, I don't think anybody killed each other. I think there were a couple of kids dead, but like it was like from an accident or something like that. But like it was basically to me it was like Yeah, like if you worship a pig, you're a fucking Satanist and you want to kill everyone and shit like that, and you're probably gonna fucking die or get haunted or something. So I woke up one day, like it was while I was reading Lord of the Flies, and there was like at my door, there was like this dark figure at my door. Like it was like a circular thing. I was like, what the fuck is that? And like I don't know what the fuck that is because I have nothing on my door. And unfortunately, the light switch was right by my door. So I had to get up and turn on the light to see what it was. But by the time I went to my light, my eyes had adjusted to it. It was a fucking pig's head. A legitimate pig's head at my door, hanging from my door. So turns out what had happened was my parents went to like a barbecue and they had a pig roast. And my dad was like, all right, let's fuck with Derek tonight. They took the
What
pig's
the
head home.
fuck?
Yeah. They
That's
took the pig's head
horrible.
home. He took a coat hanger and like bent it up so he could make like a frame and put it on the door and hung the head. So when I woke up, I stare at a pig. That was like, I was not happy. I wasn't as scared, but it was like to get up, I was like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
I'm
So
very concerned.
yeah, I've
Very
been through some
concerned.
shit.
That's horrible.
So like honestly, like that it was so fucked. And like I came home, like I was already home. Sorry, I grabbed the pig's head from the like I was too scared to even touch it. Like that's the thing. Like I can't stand dead things. Like I can't like when kids like poke the dead thing. Like oh is it dead? Like I can't do that because for me like I was like I was always so scared of zombies or like something coming back to life and fucking attacking me. It's like I never wanted to poke it to piss it off and it'll come after me, right? Like I'd always like as soon as like I'd see like a dead thing, I'd always swerve and I was like, getting the fuck out of there. I'm not touching that thing, right? I still do that to this day. But like I didn't want to touch it. I was too scared to touch it because like if I put my hand by it or something, it'd fucking bite me. I knew it was a prank though, but still it's like, what the fuck? So like and it sucked too because not like I couldn't open the door this way because I had a sliding door. So no matter what, I had to get close to that pig. So I grabbed the coat hanger and I went upstairs and I like threw the fucking pig at my dad. I was like, I fucking hate you.
Oh my god.
It was the worst.
At least you didn't do some Godfather shit.
What do you mean by
Like
that?
put it in your bed, like the
Oh
horse head.
God, Jesus Christ! Then that there would be shit there if that was the fact. But luckily, that wasn't the case. But still fucked nonetheless.
That's awful.
But honestly, if it weren't for those traumatic experiences, I wouldn't have stories to tell on the podcast.
That's I mean, your trauma means something, I guess. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
to be fair, how often have you heard a story like that?
Not often.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? We got a good story on the podcast.
I
But
did I've people didn't do that shit to me,
you
but
should count yourself lucky.
I think I am. I did fuck with my dad once. I really scared the fuck out of my dad.
Tell me, what was the process? What'd you do?
So there was this was I was in middle school when I found out about this. It was a website called Peter Answers.
Uh
And I don't
huh.
know if you're familiar with it. It was super
No.
old. Somebody that's I guess somebody did get me with that, but not for
Mm-hmm.
very long. Anyway, it was basically this website that you could make it look like you were talking to it and
Mm-hmm.
you could like input your answers to a question without them seeing. I'm not gonna explain how because it's weird, but
Yeah.
basically you could make it look like the computer was answering the person sitting next to you or you.
Okay.
And anyway, I fucked with my dad so hard with this thing. Like I was like asking it like, what is my dad's full name? And I said his full name, like, what's our address? And it said everything. And like all these things like little things that nobody would know.
Yeah.
Shampoo do you use? Like shit like that. And
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh my god, bro." And he kept having me ask questions. And so in our kitchen, like some cabinets have like a backing on the back between the wall and the cabinet. So it's
Yeah.
like just like a separator.
Mm-hmm.
So our cabinet, for whatever reason, that little piece would fall every once in a while. And it would make
Yeah.
this loud fucking thud on the cabinet. It would scare us every time. But it was just because it wasn't like nailed in, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that happened while we were doing this. And he was like, okay. He's like, ask it what just happened. And I made it say, I made the back of the
Oh
cabinet fall.
no.
And he was like, we are leaving this house
If you put like a
right
camera there,
now.
that would have been like the best part of it.
It's too bad, like, that I didn't record it because he was legitimately scared. We got in the car and we went to his friend's house. And I kept this going for days. I kept it going for days. And I ended up like his friend, he was married, and ended up like getting with his wife on it and telling
Oh,
her what was up so that I could know about him.
yeah.
And anyway, I was like 16, and she's like, "All right, listen. I'm gonna have you ask what my nickname for him is in the bedroom."
Oh
So
no.
she told me what it was, which it was Zorro, by the way.
Huh?
I was like, "Okay." Keep in mind I'm like 15. Like, all right, that's weird. But yeah, and I had an answer that it was Zorro, and he lost his shit. So his friend, my dad and his friend were just like terrified.
Now because of you, they don't trust Siri, they don't trust all that. Good job.
Well,
They're just
it's
listening.
it's okay. They figured it out. My dad started like going on a huge hunt, like trying to figure this shit out. And I think people on the internet were pretty good about it back then. Like they had a lot of like fake articles or something to like keep people like believing that this was real.
Yeah.
But then he eventually figured it out. He was like, "Wow, that was really good."
Damn. It's
Yeah.
people like you that fuel superstition, man.
I know. I really he thought we were fucking haunted, bro.
Bro, it's easy to get me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. That actually scared the shit out of me. You guys didn't.
I'm recording.
You guys didn't see it. Hi, Ninja.
Hey.
That actually scared the fuck out of me.
We're test driving the car.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, that
was
actually scared the shit out of me. So, unfortunately, it's off camera, and for audio listeners, Sunshine's husband just opened the door, but I wasn't looking at the time that he had opened the door, and I just looked at her camera for a second, and I just saw a man staring at me. So I shit myself a little.
How many times have you talked about shitting yourself?
Bro, it
this
happens
episode?
more often than you'd want to think. I'm kidding.
Please.
But like I'm a very scared person. So, like the smallest things will scare the shit out of me.
Speaking of being haunted though, dang.
That actually fucking scared me. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh fuck. I need some time to recover from that one.
Deep breaths.
Would you consider yourself a superstitious person? Like obviously you don't believe in like, you know, like all the religious stuff or like ghosts, but like
what is happening?
bro, I am getting haunted. Anyway, like I don't know. I do see myself as a superstitious person. Like fuck, like
Really?
yeah. I don't know how far I would go. Like the Ouija board. Like I don't think like that's a thing. Although I still don't like. For me, I would still not dare to fuck with one, just in case.
Just in
You know,
case.
like I don't think it's a very real thing, and like obviously like the movies are just. You
It's
know,
just not worth the risk to you.
It's not worth the risk. Like, do I really want to risk having ghosts fuck with me for my entire
it'd be
life?
alright. Like, I mean, come at me, ghosts.
Well, I
Try
mean,
me.
okay, all right. I didn't test the demons. All right, she did, not me.
Come on.
Okay, yo, chill out.
This is great. It's Halloween in a few
Oh
days.
fuck.
So
Oh yeah, it's a spooky episode. Except by the time it comes out, it's gonna be past spooky season.
that's true.
But like, I don't know. Like the story. Like one thing that fucks me up is like the Annabelle doll. Like the stories of the
Yeah.
people that like challenged her and stuff like that, and the next day they find themselves fucking dead. Like it's like the thought of that is like that's scary, and like I don't even want to test that. Like people, like some of my friends were like, oh, we should go visit that museum with them, and I was like, no, fuck that.
Oh my god.
Like you guys can die. I am not going for that, because like I don't know, like the thought of ghosts and shit like scares the fuck out of me. Like I can't I think I'm the biggest pussy in the world. Like I can't deal with that shit.
I mean, I get scared of like if I go to Halloween Horror Nights or like stuff like that, or
Well,
if I
yeah,
watch scary
obviously, because
movies,
it's
I
like it's
get
jump scary, right? Like, but like
bro, that shit's scary. But
I I
I don't like. I'm more scared of like real world shit. Like I get nervous
yeah
when I'm driving. Like I'm a
yeah
very nervous driver. I'm scared of like shit that can actually kill me.
yeah no I like it for me. Like just the thought of it terrifies me. Like faces will like imprint in my mind for some reason. Like the thought of it, like I'm the biggest dumbass when I'm scared. It's like when I was like, thank God I live with Sydney now because like I have somebody to like be a pussy to. But like back when I was living like like in my own room by myself, it was like I would try to go to sleep and like I was very much one of those people that would like hide my leg in the blankets when I thought of something. I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, I just thought of like I would often go to bed and like think of a terrifying face. And my head would be like, don't think about that face. Don't think about that face. Oh, fuck, you just thought of it. You fucking idiot. And then, like, in the middle of my sleep, I would put my leg back into my blankets, even if I'm hot as hell. And I would just wait until
Isn't
that
it
thought goes
funny
away.
how that works though? Like after you watch a scary movie, it's like suddenly now they can
No,
fuck with
it's
you.
not even
Before you
after
watch
a
the
scary movie.
or
Like,
when you think of the face, when you think of it, it's like, oh shit, now he's
yeah,
gonna
like,
get me.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just, like, to me, that's,
I know.
like, like, that face imprints on my brain until I've, like, inevitably fallen asleep because I'm just exhausted. But, like, things like that will happen so often. Well, not anymore again because I have somebody to sleep with that will protect me.
Protect.
Yeah, she protect. But like, I can't think about sleeping alone anymore just because of like that thought of like, I often come up with a face that's just terrifying that will likely murder me if it existed. And I will not be able to sleep that night because my dumbass will be like, all right, just think nice things, think nice things. Just don't think of a terrifying face. You thought of a terrifying face. Good job. Like you had one job kind of thing.
Oh my goodness.
And that will happen so often. And like, oh my God, like I don't know. I think living in the basement did something to me, man. Cause like, well, for me, when I was in my old house, there was no light switch at the bottom. It was only at the top. And oftentimes I would wake up and leave my room. It would be pitch black in the basement. So it's like,
that's not okay.
I would sprint upstairs every single morning and I would sprint downstairs every single night. And if it was like one of those things that I'm embarrassed to say, but like if I had to go back upstairs in the middle of the night or something, I would leave my light on and I would turn my phone on and like I would leave like a light checkpoint, like a trail of light as I went. I don't know
like
why.
Minecraft, like
essentially, yes. Like I'd have my light, and then there was like a switch for a lamp outside my room. I would turn that on, and then like I keep going through the light, and then there's the laundry room. I turn that light on, and then the rest of it was the upstairs, which I couldn't turn on a light for. So I'd turn on my phone and sprint. So at every point, if my like it was like one of those it was one of those things like if at any point something on my body touches darkness, I'm dead.
So that I mean, darkness is the fear of the unknown. That's what.
Yeah,
that is.
but it's just like as a like I moved out when I was 21 as a 21-year-old, like upwards of 21, like I'm still doing that. Like I'm a pussy.
No shame, bro.
I kind of feel shameful about it because I noticed here, like when I'm living here, like while I've been here, I haven't been doing any of that. Like I haven't been like super scared about getting fucking murdered by a demon.
Well, that's good.
I've evolved. I have grown up. I'm a big boy now. I wear big boy
I'm
pants.
not scared of demons anymore.
Although I almost shit myself when I saw ninjas, so maybe I still haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, like I'm the biggest pussy, and like I don't know. My dreams often, going back on dreams, yeah, my dreams will often be fucked like that. Except
Really?
more of it, like I rarely get like one of those nightmares where it's like a demon or anything like that. It'll often just be like war or something. So
That's worse. See, that's like real world shit. That's worse.
Yeah. I don't know though. I would like to try lucid dreaming at some point though, but I don't know if it's worth the process.
I mean, it's something. All you have to do is like, as soon as you wake up, you write down your dream,
Yeah,
record it or something in some way. I think some people have like just talked about it and recorded it on their phone.
yeah,
But I used to keep a dream journal,
yeah,
and that kind of helps you to remember your dreams and be more aware of when dreams are happening. I think that's the easiest first thing to do. Which dream
yeah.
journal is pretty cool. I actually took a class. I took a sleep and dreams class in college, and we had to keep a dream journal. And it was cool to. I actually just pulled it back up not too long ago.
Wait, hold on. You said a college?
Mhm.
There's college courses for sleeping?
Sleep and dreams. It was like an elective. It was one of those. Just
Did you
like-
sleep during the class?
No, it was.
I was
No,
gonna say,
it was
sign me up.
about
I'm going back to
sleep and
school.
dreams. It was about sleep and dreams. But I had to write a whole paper on, like, my final project was picking a dream from the dream journal and like breaking it down. And
And what it could mean or something?
yeah, that dream was deep.
Oh. You want to talk about it?
Uh
That's a no.
eh.
I don't know. Like, I do want to lucid dream and I want to think of some cool shit to do. But like, for some reason, I can't think of any like actual world things that I would want to do in a lucid dream.
Well, some people believe in astral projection. Do you know what that is?
Reiterate?
So it's basically like when you're dreaming, you're able to project yourself onto like the astral plane and be able to like travel the world, the real world. Like there are people that say they can like visit other people while they're dreaming and do things in the real world.
I can see like visiting other people being like, but like if they're also on that astral plane, like I can imagine a world like that, but I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to Bali real quick and
No, but that's what they say.
I don't think that.
Astral
Like
projection.
I think
Look it up, read about it.
I think that's just them dreaming of them being in Bali. I don't
Well,
I don't
yeah. I
think.
mean, I don't believe in it, but
Yeah.
I knew somebody that believed in it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I don't even think I would want to do anything like that I can do in this world. Like even if it's traveling, like I would want to do something that's like I don't know, my biggest like I always found myself in the dreams that I enjoyed, even if it was violent, like I always saw myself in like a fantasy world. Like fighting people. Although sometimes it would end like a little bit traumatic and like and nightmarish.
I
It
mean,
was
most
still
fantasy realms are that way.
like I saw myself in like an anime character kind of thing. Although I'm not a weeb. Actually, okay.
That's a pretty weeb thing to say.
Lately I've been a weeb. I will admit. Okay, Sydney got me addicted to Sword Art Online.
That's pretty weeby.
It's cute. Okay,
I've
okay.
seen part of it. I actually kind of
Like honestly, the way I see I see Sydney and I, and you know, she's Asuna, I'm Kirito. You know, that's kind of how I see it. You know, it's like there's a lot of traits that she shares with Asuna, and I don't know if I share much with Kirito.
But you can pretend.
Yeah. You know, I do have natural black hair, so you know, I got that part. I'm also Asian, so
Sure.
like those are the traits that I share with Kirito.
Black hair, which usually comes with being Asian.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Good job.
So that's the only thing that I share. But yeah, she got me addicted to that show, and you know, I don't know. I think mainly the reason why I dreams like that is just because of the games that I play, not necessarily because of anime. It's just I was drawing an example.
Mhm.
But like Kingdom Hearts and Monster Hunter, going back to episode 1, those are big influences. Those are probably why I have dreams like that. And then like Counter-Strike is just war. I think of that. Or going back to what we were talking about way earlier in this episode was is the maternal thing. Like maybe I developed flashbacks from my mom. Who knows? I definitely think that can be something that's possible. There's that thought that I think that can be possible, is you develop some sort of trauma through somebody else's trauma.
It's an interesting thing to think about, like how much are we affected in the womb? I mean, you
Yeah.
are attached and inside of another person, so
Yeah, like what if the
I mean-
consciousness is also is you know, attached to that baby before, you know? You never know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments or wherever below. Tweet at us at sunshine_TTV. Is that right?
Is that right?
I don't know. I don't remember everyone's Twitter.
I don't even remember my own.
I'm pissed because I used to have the original The Canasian Twitter handle, and then my dumbass decided to change it to something else. And now I'm stuck with The Canasian TV. And
Yeah, I haven't figured out what I want to do, but I hate the TTV thing.
Yeah.
It's just I don't. Sunshine is so kind of.
I tried to buy the Canasian back, but the guy didn't want it, so I was like, fuck. Man, someday he's just gonna, find himself disappeared until
Oh my
until
God.
until I get
I
the
thought
Canasian.
you didn't condone violence.
I mean, who said I'm being violent? Who said I have anything to do with it? I don't know. I definitely don't condone that,
do not condone the Canadians' actions right now. I'm not.
She's an accomplice. She's here in this podcast. She already knows about my plan. She might have to disappear too. Not by me though. I don't condone that.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
No, you're joining with me.
I'm out of here.
But we're about to hit that hour mark. Actually, I just realized it's been
one.
a heck of a time.
I
We
agree.
went into quite the deep rabbit hole. I think we went on a lot of tangents about random shit, but
That's okay.
like we said on both episodes, I think we're just gonna stick with that because fuck it. And honestly, I enjoy the stories that we tell so far.
Mhm.
We've told some fucked stories, I think. Have we? Well, maybe my whole fuck them kids dreams was a little fucked.
I think you kicked off the podcast with "fuck them kids," basically. So, I mean,
Moral of the story is fuck them kids. Not
don't make fun of people's clothes.
yeah, don't make fun of my fit, bro, or I'm gonna
I feel
throw
weird.
a
I
fit.
feel like an old woman saying "fit." Like, don't make fun of my fit. Like, I'm
I
getting old.
I kind of cringe at that too. Oh, you know what? Let's have one more quick topic. I actually want to go on to that. You mentioned that. What is one of the more recent terms that you cringe at the most or hate the most?
Oh gosh, I can't even think of one right now. You know what? Let me look at a list.
For
And then I'll
me,
tell you.
the term that pisses me off the most is clout.
Clout?
I hate that shit.
I
when,
don't
like,
mind clout.
I hate it.
Why?
Because to me, I've been called a clout chaser so many times just because of the nature of what we're doing.
Well,
and-
bro, that's
But like when people are like, "Oh, he's only in it for the clout," like it's like that. It bothers me. It's just like it bothers me so much. It's one of those words that I legitimately cringe at the most. I think
well, I think maybe it's just because you've been insulted by it.
maybe
It's not the word itself.
I don't know. It's like, oh, that's one of the words that actually pisses me off from this era.
Clout doesn't bother me.
I'm trying to think of other.
People, it kind of bugs me when people say like low key and high key, because I feel
Oh,
like
I
a lot
say
of people-
low key all the time. I say
because I
low
feel
key
like
all the
people
time.
just, like, don't use it right, or they use it too much. Like, I'm a low key go to the bathroom. Like, you're not low key
Oh, yeah.
going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you're
kind of
just
like
going to the bathroom.
it's
Like,
kind of like the word literally.
yeah, that
Like
bugs me
that
too.
word's been killed.
Like, stop. It's not literal.
Yeah.
Stop.
Maybe I think that's your word right there because you're a writer.
That's true.
So that probably I see that
I
one
am
bothering you the most.
figuratively dying right now.
No, I'm literally dying right now.
Well, I think we're all literally dying.
Exactly. We're all diagnosed with a disease that's 100% fatal, and it's called life.
Aging is a disease, bro.
It is. But that's actually funny because Sydney likes to argue with me all the time that we're not actually dying until we're like the age of like 21, 25.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't reached that cusp yet.
Oh, I have. And I feel it.
No, you don't.
Oh, I do.
But like, yeah, you're not dying physically, but you still are dying because your clock is slowly ticking down.
Why have we talked about death so much today? Jesus,
Because it's spooky season.
please, no.
Spooky
is
season after October
ghosts
when
and
this
zombies, not like death and existential dread. Like, can we?
Who says anything about existential dread?
That's
I've lived a fulfilled. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I've left the country once by myself. I still want to do more.
you will.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping COVID ends soon so I can come visit you guys.
Yeah. Well,
And then, you know, go swimming in a lake and get eaten by a crocodile.
bro, there's no crocodiles.
Or
There are-
alligator. Sorry. I still don't know the difference between the two.
I don't know. Crocodiles are like bigger and whatever.
Which
but
ones
there-
are
well,
which
I
ones
think
are more
there
dangerous?
I think crocodiles are more like dangerous, but I think there might be some crocodiles in the Everglades, actually. But typically, you're gonna see gators. And like I said, if you don't bother the gators, they won't hurt you. It's
What if I'm
fine.
just chilling in a lake and they're just like, ooh, yummy feet, you know?
You got more to worry about than gators. You got like flesh-eating algae and shit, flesh-eating bacteria that'll get you here.
Probably meth heads too, right?
Depends on where you are.
Welcome back to the Sleep Deprived podcast where I make fun of Florida. I'm sorry.
God.
I'm going to be outcasted the minute I get there.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Including
Floridians
you.
don't play, bro.
Including you.
No, I'm just gonna make you sit out in 100-degree heat and not give you any water.
I mean, I'm
Or
fine with that. It gets
I'm gonna
fucking...
give you a big glass of milk in like 105-degree weather.
Yeah, but I'm already used to humidity. So, like, that's something that, like, that's something that's not going to affect me. I'm already used to it.
Figure it out. I'll cover you in like honey or something, or some kind of sticky substance, and I'll leave you for the mosquitoes.
Okay, mosquitoes do fuck me up, so don't do that, please.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know why I'm implying that mosquitoes like honey. I don't think that's true.
Well, they do
you don't
like
need to
sweeter
cover you
things,
in
I
anything.
think. I think they do like sweeter things.
They like
Actually,
sweet blood.
yeah, which they love my blood type. So it's gonna fucking suck. Maybe I
Yes,
won't visit Florida. We'll just have to find an in-between location. Anyway, I think that's gonna conclude episode 3 of the Sleep Deprived podcast. I've been your host, the Canasian. Next time I'll probably be in Florida dying on the next episode. No, I won't, just because COVID's not gonna end in like 8 years.
Please don't say that.
It's gonna end next week.
No,
I'm manifesting it. I'm manifesting.
I'm guessing middle of 2021.
I just hope it ends soon, man. I'm going crazy not being able to like go for sushi. I could go for that right now. Go all you can eat. Anyway, I've said anyway for the 3rd time to close this episode, but that's just in the nature of it because we're on episode 3, so I got to say it 3 times. Hopefully when we get to episode 120, I don't say anyway 320 times, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys are watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Other social platforms that we use for this podcast, do whatever gives us positive input. And yeah. Hope to see you guys
You are so fucking scuffed, bro.
Listen, okay, it's me. You should have expected this coming into the podcast, all right? If it's not scuffed, then it's not the Canasian. That's my new catchphrase.
Excellent.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all later.